Welcome back, folks. Today we're turning back the clock to the winter of 1980. Picture this: a world divided, two superpowers locked in a bitter rivalry, not just in politics or military might, but on a completely different battlefield, the ice rink. We're talking about the height of the Cold War, a time when the USA and USSR were more than just oceans apart in terms of ideologies. Now imagine this tension spilling over into the realm of sports, specifically the 1980 Winter Olympics held in the quaint town of Lake Placid, New York. The Olympics, a stage where nations come together in a celebration of athleticism and unity, but in 1980, it served as a backdrop to the ongoing political drama. The event that everyone was waiting for, the men's ice hockey tournament. The American team, a young, scrappy bunch, was set to face off against the Soviet team, considered the best in the world. The Americans were the underdogs, but they were gritty, determined, and they had the home crowd behind them. So let's set the scene a bit more. You've got the Soviets, a team that had dominated international hockey for 15 years, going up against a group of American college kids. It was David versus Goliath on ice. The anticipation was palpable, the stakes were high, and it wasn't just about who would take home the gold. This was about national pride, about proving a point on the global stage, about standing tall against a formidable opponent. The world was watching. It was more than just a game. It was a symbol of the times, a reflection of the world order. It was the Cold War played out on a sheet of ice. And for the players, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. The pressure was immense, but so was the excitement. The stage was set for an epic showdown on ice. The world waited with bated breath, not knowing that they were about to witness one of the greatest moments in sports history. A miracle on ice. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's a story for another scene. The U.S. hockey team, a group of college kids and amateur players, were up against the mighty Soviet Union. Now let's pause for a moment to truly understand the gravity of this situation. This was not just another game. It was David versus Goliath. It was the underdog story of the century. This American team, they were greenhorns, a motley crew of college students and amateur players. These boys, fresh out of the university circuit, had little to no international experience. Their youthful enthusiasm, while commendable, was no match for the hardened, seasoned prowess of professional players. They were raw, unpolished gems, brimming with potential, yet largely untested in the harsh, unforgiving world of international hockey. They were up against the Soviet Union, the reigning champions, a team that had dominated the ice hockey scene for almost 2 decades. The Soviets were not just players, they were machines, perfectly honed and fine-tuned for this game. They had the experience, the strategy, and the confidence of previous victories under their belt. They were the epitome of skill, precision, and power on ice. The odds, you ask? They were stacked high, almost insurmountable. The bookmakers had the Americans at 40-1. Yes, you heard that right, 40-1. The world expected a massacre on ice, a swift, brutal, and decisive victory for the Soviets. But the Americans, they had something else. They had heart. They had a burning desire to prove themselves. They had the audacity to dream, to hope against hope. They were united by a shared dream, a shared goal, a shared identity. They were more than just a team. They were a band of brothers ready to face the world together. So with the world watching, with bated breath and hearts pounding, they stepped onto the ice. They looked their fears in the eye. They stared down the giants. They were ready to face the giants. They were ready to make history. With the world watching, they stepped onto the ice, ready to face the giants. February 22nd, 1980, a day that would go down in history. The Olympic Center Arena in Lake Placid, New York, is pulsating with anticipation. It's the U.S. versus the Soviet Union, the underdogs against the reigning champions, in a game that was about much more than hockey. The Soviet machine had been unstoppable, winning gold in 4 of the previous 5 Olympics. The U.S. team, comprised of amateur and collegiate players, was seen as no match for the seasoned Soviet professionals. But they had something that couldn't be measured in years of experience or trophies won. They had heart, they had courage, and they had belief. As the game begins, it's clear that this is no ordinary match. Every pass, every shot, every save is met with bated breath from the spectators. The tension is palpable. The Soviets strike first, but the Americans respond quickly, refusing to be cowed. The first period ends with the score tied, and the air in the arena is electric. The second period is a whirlwind. The Soviets regain the lead, but the Americans are relentless. They fight for every inch, refusing to back down. The crowd is on the edge of their seats. The atmosphere in the arena is charged with suspense. The period ends with the Soviets ahead, but the American team is far from defeated. As the final period begins, the stakes couldn't be higher. The crowd is roaring, the players are determined, the world is watching. It's a battle of wills, of skill, of heart. The Americans are giving it everything they've got, and then some. They're playing the game of their lives. And then it happens. The moment that would define a generation. The moment that would become the stuff of legends. The moment that would forever be known as the miracle on ice. In the final period, with the score tied, the US team seized their moment. And then, in the blink of an eye, it happened. The puck found its way to Mike Eruzione, the team captain, and with a swift, confident strike, it sailed past the Soviet goalie, marking the winning goal for the United States. What followed was an explosion of euphoria, a wave of disbelief, and a chorus of cheers echoing throughout the Lake Placid arena. This was no ordinary goal. It was a statement, a declaration of triumph against all odds, a symbol of a nation's defiance and determination. The sound of the puck hitting the net was drowned out by the roars of American fans, their joyous cries cutting through the winter air like a clarion call of victory. The reaction of the players was a sight to behold. Some dropped to their knees, others threw their arms up in celebration, their faces a mix of disbelief and pure, unadulterated joy. They embraced each other, their smiles as wide as the rink they stood on, their eyes gleaming with the reflection of their accomplishment. The coaches, too, were caught in the whirlwind of emotions. Herb Brooks, the man who had so masterfully orchestrated this unlikely victory, stood on the sidelines, his usually stoic demeanor replaced with a look of pure astonishment. He'd believed in his team, in their potential, their spirit, and they had delivered. And the fans? They were ecstatic. The arena was a sea of red, white, and blue, the chants of USA, USA ringing out, their voices hoarse but their spirits undeterred. They waved their flags, they sang their songs, they celebrated a victory that was as much theirs as it was the players. This was more than just a game. It was a moment that transcended sports, a moment that captured the heart and soul of a nation. It was a testament to the power of belief, the strength of unity, and the magic of miracles. The underdogs had done the unthinkable. They had beaten the unbeatable. The miracle on ice was more than just a game. This underdog victory was a remarkable moment that galvanized a nation, forever changing the lives of the players involved and leaving an indelible mark on the world of sports. In the wake of this iconic event, the players became national heroes. Their lives were irrevocably transformed as they were catapulted into the public eye. Many went on to have successful careers, not just in hockey, but in other fields as well. They became living embodiments of perseverance, determination, and the power of teamwork. The miracle on ice also had a profound impact on the nation's morale. At a time when the United States was caught in the throes of the Cold War, this unexpected victory served as a beacon of hope. It was a moment of unity and pride, a reminder of what could be achieved when we set aside our differences and come together as a team. The impact of this event was not confined to the borders of the United States. It rippled outwards, forever altering the landscape of international hockey. The players who took part in this historic game inspired countless others to pick up a hockey stick, igniting a passion for the sport that continues to burn brightly even today. The miracle on ice is a testament to the enduring power of sport. It's a story of how a group of unassuming college students, against all odds, managed to dethrone the seemingly invincible Soviet Union team. It's a reminder of the magic that can happen when we dare to dream big and give it our all. As we reflect on this event, we see its enduring legacy in the countless athletes it has inspired, the unity it fostered, and the hope it kindled. The miracle on ice was more than just a game, more than just a victory. It was a moment that transcended sport, a symbol of hope and resilience, a true miracle on ice.